The year is 1274. A shadow falls across the Sea of Japan, not from clouds but from a fleet of hundreds of ships. On board, the Mongol horde, conquerors of half the known world, now targeting Japan, a land of islands and warriors, untouched by foreign invasion. On Kyushu's shores, the samurai wait. They are Japan's elite, trained for war, but never for an enemy like this. This is no clan feud. This is survival. Imagine a fisherman spotting sails on the horizon. 1, then 10, then 100. The alarm spreads. Bells ring, messengers ride, and the shogun receives Kublai Khan's ultimatum: submit or be destroyed. Japan chooses defiance. Now the price arrives. The Mongol Empire, led by Kublai Khan, has crushed China, Persia, Russia. Their ambition is boundless. They see Japan as another conquest, a stepping stone, a prize. But they do not understand the samurai spirit. For the Japanese, this is a crisis of the soul. Their land is sacred, their wars ritualized, their world isolated by the sea. The idea of a foreign invader is sacrilege. Every man from lord to peasant knows what's at stake, not just homes but the nation's soul. The storm has arrived. The world holds its breath to see who will survive. The Mongols expect another easy victory, but Japan is not just another land to conquer. The samurai are ready to defend their way of life, their honor, and their gods. The Mongols underestimate the resistance they will face. The Japanese prepare for a fight that will define their history. The Mongol fleet approaches, confident and relentless. The samurai stand firm, knowing the fate of their nation hangs in the balance. The clash of empires is inevitable. The Mongols bring new weapons, new tactics, and overwhelming force. The Japanese rely on tradition, courage, and the strength of their warriors. The first battle will test both sides to their limits. The outcome is uncertain, but the stakes could not be higher. The Mongols are about to learn that Japan is not easily conquered. The samurai are about to face their greatest challenge. The storm from the steppes meets the spirit of Japan. The fate of a nation will be decided on the shores of Kyushu. The world watches as history unfolds. The battle for Japan begins. Who were these men on Japan's beaches? The samurai, military nobility, bound by Bushido, loyalty, courage, honor. From childhood they trained in archery, spear and sword. Their lives were discipline and combat. Their armor, Oyoroi, was flexible yet strong, adorned with crests and symbols of status. The kabuto helmet made them look fearsome, but it was also practical protection. Their primary weapon, the yumi, a powerful longbow. But the katana was their soul, a symbol of honor, a blade forged for life and death. To lose one's sword was to lose one's soul. Battles began with ritual champions announced their names, lineage, and challenged equals to single combat. It was a contest of skill and honor, far from the massed formations of other lands. The samurai fought for personal glory and clan honor. But now they faced an enemy who cared nothing for ritual, only for victory. The Mongols would not play by their rules. The samurai's world was about to change forever. Their code would be tested against a new kind of war. The coming battle would demand more than tradition. It would demand survival. Across the sea, the Mongol soldier prepared, a product of the harsh steppes, born in the saddle, trained for war from childhood. The Mongols were a nation in arms, every man a soldier, led by Kublai Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan. Their armor was practical hardened leather, metal plates, silk for protection and mobility, their greatest weapon, the horse. Mongol warriors lived in the saddle, self-sufficient and mobile. The composite bow, shorter than the Japanese yumi, was devastatingly powerful, capable of piercing armor at range. Mongols mastered archery on horseback, firing in any direction, using heavy, light, and whistling arrows for different effects. Their tactics were terrifying. No duels, no honor, just discipline, deception, and annihilation. Feigned retreats lured enemies into traps. Psychological warfare spread terror ahead of their armies. Their command structure allowed precise control and complex maneuvers. Drums and signal flags coordinated attacks with chilling efficiency. The Mongols fought as a single cohesive unit. They were not interested in glory, only victory. This was the force now sailing for Japan. The samurai would face an enemy unlike any before. The Mongols brought a new kind of war. The fate of Japan would be decided by the clash of these two worlds. The invasion was imminent. November 1274. The Mongol fleet lands at Hakata Bay. The invasion begins. Samurai ride forward, expecting ritual combat. Instead, they're met by a storm of arrows and deafening drums. The Mongols ignore challenges, advancing in tight formations behind shield walls. Massed archery and gunpowder bombs shatter the samurais' expectations and their lines. Horses panic, confusion spreads. The samurais' individual bravery is useless against coordinated Mongol tactics. Shoni Kagasuke, a samurai leader, rides out to challenge. The Mongols laugh and swarm forward. He is wounded. The Japanese retreat to Mizuki Fortress. The Mongols seem unstoppable, giving no quarter, taking no prisoners. As night falls, the Japanese are battered and demoralized. The Mongols, facing supply issues and unfamiliar terrain, withdraw to their ships for the night. Then, the weather turns. A typhoon sweeps through the bay. The Mongol fleet is devastated, ships smashed, men lost to the waves. By morning, a third of the fleet is gone. The first invasion ends, not by sword but by storm. The samurai survive, but only barely. The Mongols retreat, their confidence shaken. Japan is spared for now. The storm becomes legend, a divine wind. The samurai learn hard lessons about war. The Mongols will return. The battle for Japan is far from over. The first Mongol invasion exposed a clash of military philosophies. The samurai fought for honor, glory, and personal reputation. War as a stage for individual skill. The Mongols fought for total victory. War as science, discipline, and deception. Samurai dueled. Mongols used massed archery and feigned retreats. The katana was a dueling weapon, the Mongol saber, a cavalry tool. The Japanese yumi was for individual archers, the Mongol bow for coordinated barrages. Samurai loyalty was local, to lord and clan. Mongol loyalty was to the Khan and empire. The Mongols had seen empires fall. The samurai fought for their homeland. When these worlds collided, it was more than a battle of swords. It was a battle of ideas. The samurai learned that tradition alone would not win. The Mongols learned that Japan would not break easily. Both sides adapted, but the struggle was far from over. The next invasion would test everything they had learned. The fate of Japan would hang on more than just courage, it would depend on change. The typhoon that ended the first Mongol invasion became legend, the kamikaze, or divine wind. For the samurai it was a miracle. For historians, a deadly Pacific storm and Mongol miscalculation. The Mongol fleet's river ships were no match for typhoons. The storm saved Japan, buying time to prepare for the next invasion. But faith in divine protection was dangerous. Complacency could be fatal. The shogunate understood this. They began building defenses along Hakata Bay. The next storm, they knew, might have to be faced by steel alone. 7 years pass. Japan builds a massive stone wall along Hakata Bay, trains for group combat, and readies small ships for boarding actions. In 1281, the Mongols return. Over 140,000 men, 4,000 ships, one of history's largest invasions. But Japan is ready. The wall holds. The samurai fight from behind stone ramparts, repelling Mongol landings. At sea, small Japanese boats swarm Mongol ships. Samurai board, turning decks into bloody battlegrounds. The Mongols, masters of cavalry, are trapped on ships, unable to use their strengths. For 50 days the battle rages. The Mongols cannot break through. Disease and dwindling supplies weaken the invaders. The Japanese refuse to yield. Then, on August 15th, another typhoon strikes. The Mongol fleet is annihilated. The second invasion ends in disaster. The divine wind has returned. Japan is saved, again, by storm and steel. The Mongol threat is broken. The samurai have endured. The cost is immense, but the nation survives. The legend of the kamikaze is born. Japan's fate is sealed by courage and by the fury of nature. Beyond tactics and empires, remember the human cost. Imagine a young samurai on the wall, facing a sea of enemy ships, gripped by fear but bound by honor. Or a Mongol soldier far from home, fighting in unfamiliar, deadly conditions. Both sides endure terror, hardship, and loss. Stories of heroism emerge, like Takezaki Suenaga, who fought for recognition, not riches. Thousands die. The beaches are littered with wreckage and bodies. Surviving Mongols are executed. Japan pays a huge economic price. Samurai expect rewards, but there is no new land, only debt and discontent. The cost of victory is high. The warrior class is restless. The nation is changed forever. The legacy of courage and sacrifice endures. The scars of war will shape Japan for generations. The Mongol invasions defined Japan. The kamikaze legend shaped national identity. Japan as divinely protected, unique, and invincible. The samurai adapted individual heroics gave way to group tactics, fortifications, and new sword-making. The Mongol defeat marked the limit of their empire, a blow to Kublai Khan's prestige. The cost drained the Yuan dynasty and contributed to its decline. Japan remained unconquered, a testament to resilience and the fury of its seas. Remnants of the stone wall and Mongol fleet still exist, echoes of a legendary clash. The story is more than history. It's a legend of courage, strategy, and the unpredictable power of nature. History turns on storms, steel, and the will of defenders. The legacy of the samurai and the Mongol storm endures.